Hello, this is my webcam post for our content week regarding our research paper. The topic that I'm looking to write about is organ transplantation, um, or the ethics of it. I am aware that there are a lot of people who are on a waiting list for an organ transplant. And I'm also aware that there aren't many people or there aren't many donors. So people who are on the waiting list are sometimes on the waiting list forever because they never find somebody um, who can donate their organs. And if there is a candidate, then they have to make sure that that person sorry um, is compatible with the person who needs it. So it's a really long process usually, and it's 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 sad because a lot of these people who are on the waiting list tend to wait for a really long amount of time, and sometimes they don't even get it. Um, so in my first article, it was just talking about where donors come from. So sometimes they use what surprised me was organs from fetuses. I did not know that, or I just didn't really think about um, using organs from infants or from newborns. The first case was in 1987, and a baby was declared brain dead, and then they flew her to California where they performed the first organ transplant using babies. They gave it to another baby or they performed a heart transplant on another baby who had been delivered by a C-section. Um, what I also found really interesting was xenotransplantation. I did not I've heard of it, but I just didn't really think of it as being something that's, I guess, actually happening. So xenotransplantation is the process of grafting or transplanting organs or tissues between members of different species. And one video that I saw on YouTube, it was talking about using pigs or using parts of pigs and implanting it into humans. And it just, some people oppose to that and other people are okay with it. And I found that really weird. I think the idea of walking around with a pig's part within you is just, it's weird, but at the same time it's really cool how I guess how similar we are to other animals. And I don't, it made me the video did make me uncomfortable. I mean, it was very informative, but it's just weird thinking about having a different species of animal within you. I know we have bacteria living in our stomachs and stuff, but organ transplantation using pigs for humans, I find it really weird. But at the same time, yes, it is cool, and um, there's a lot of ethical concerns that go behind that. And then back into the other article, the first one by um, George M. Abona. Um, it has this chart where it just lists different, I guess, data. So this was from March 2002, where the number of patients waiting for transplant was a total of 79,125, roughly. 51,215 of those being a kidney transplant, heart 4,143. So there's a lot of people out there who are waiting on a transplant or a compatible donor, but there aren't many people willing to, um, I guess, donate. And in a part of the article, it talks about What has proved, or I'll quote, what has proved to be very effective in some parts of the world is the acceptance and implementation of the principles of presumed consent, where society approves that every adult individual who dies is a potential donor unless he has indicated his objection during his lifetime and regardless of the wishes of his family. Um, that came to my attention because I think that many of us choose not to do something because we think that, well, is it right or is it wrong? But then we're always really concerned about that. We're always concerned of, well, well, in this case, I mean, is it wrong to take organs from an infant and then use it on another infant? I think that we focus too much on what is right and what is wrong, and then we don't fix anything.